What's one type you'll never date again? The type with a partner they didn't tell me about. Thoughtful face. The type that makes you feel really bad about yourself. I also will not date girls who try to make me jealous. Those that invalidate your feelings and are never in the wrong, no matter what. Always on the phone type. One-sided and pretty surface level conversation type. Never again. The smartest guy in the room guy. He was a know-it-all and no one could tell him any different. It was insufferable. I don't know if this will be controversial or maybe it's obvious, but someone with a drug problem. Yes, maybe it's a disease. No, it doesn't make them a bad person. But it will ruin your life. Not just theirs, yours too. 100. No matter how together you are in your life personally, it will seep over into your world. Closeted. I don't want to be anyone's dirty little secret. Any man who has a mom that is too involved. Update. Wow, thanks for all the likes and stories, folks. This has been super entertaining. I'm glad my lessons can bring some chuckles. A narcissist. Someone who seems like a victim in life. I wanted so badly to help my ex out. To get her out of her shitty living situation. Help her get her finances and medical needs in order. I really stuck my neck out. Gave it 150. Exhausted myself regularly just so I could help her out. I just wanted to see her quality of life improve. I just wanted her to feel like life was going okay. It was never enough. Eventually she moved in with me, and spent almost a year doing nothing but playing PS4, eating, and sleeping. Didn't even start looking for a job. Eventually I ended it, and a few months later she moved back to her mom's place. The day after, I woke up to literally hundreds of messages from her begging me to take her back. Saying that she'll change. She'll do anything. She had forgotten how much worse her life was. I try to stay friends with her, but she's taken to making herself the victim in our relationship since we broke up. Maybe I wasn't perfect, I can admit that. But I willingly went to hell and back on multiple occasions just to try and make her smile. It crushes me that after everything, she trivializes everything I put into the relationship. This post was longer than I thought, but writing this out was therapeutic. A person that drinks far too much and thinks concern for their health is criticism. The SoundCloud rapper. The kind that says there's nothing wrong with their mental health even though they are obviously is. I don't know how to call a person like this, so I'll give you example instead. XGF said that we should be a separate cell of society. She meant we should have only our friends, our hobbies, and we should distance ourselves from parents and etc. I personally think anyone can have a right on their personal life which is not connected to the relationships. UPD. Thanks for every upvote and reply. You're awesome. Party girls. I don't mind going out myself now and then, but if every single weekend involves you having to go out and get absolutely destroyed, while putting yourself in dangerous situations and with people you don't know well, hard pass. Someone who pins their happiness on a relationship. No hobbies, friends, doesn't take care of their mental health. As long as I have you it's okay. Like no, take care of yourself. Crunchy festival chicks. I like really natural girls, but the last one she was fun, charismatic, lots of cool friends, good music taste, affectionate, and she was sober. Once she got to drinking or worse she turned into a monster. Constant FOMO, always wanting to go out, you always need to be in the moment. I don't care if you have work tomorrow, Moonsong just got some killer acid and we're going over to her place to trip tonight. I just bought some good blow, you owe me $80. Just not worth it at all. Alcoholics. Just run. The I'm a bad bitch, the never-ending posturing is unbearable. Someone with no hobbies. My wife is an avid writer, she'll gladly be left alone. Guys who think it's cute to make you angry or jealous. Like no, you're just traumatizing me. Military men. 6 years of hell that I will never touch again. People with wanderlust. Travel is great, but if you can't stay in the same place for longer than a year or so before you have to move somewhere else, you need to make sure the person you start dating knows about this. This is an extremely disruptive cycle that is not for everyone. I'm a princess. The actual bad boy, drug addicted, drinker, I don't give a fuck type. Always abusive emo, and the sex isn't worth the panic attacks and heartache. Clingy girls. Like for real, she made me sit on calls with her for 5 hours at a time and she barely said shit. I wasn't allowed to hang up or she'd have a fucking tantrum, and there's some extra things I'm not going to say here. Dismissive avoidance and or high conflict personality types. Yes, the grief I'm feeling at my father passing away is a valid emotion. You don't have to pick a fight with me over wanting a moment of privacy in our bedroom to cry. Yes, my pain is more important to me in that moment than your frustration with me over not doing the dishes last night after getting home from the hospital. No, I'm not a needy child for having a human emotion that you don't think I should have. Wolfman, I don't remember what they were called, lol. You know those men who say that it's okay to cheat on their wife because they are a man. Women who are really into Disney. The cheating type lol. People who actually stand things and take it way too far. No job. No ambition. No future plans. The not like the other girls type. The bad boy. Sexy drug addict. Girls who punch, scratch and gaslight. Someone who is morally superior, a judger. The self-depreciating type. I'm shit, you deserve better, why are you with me? Homie, I'd hurt you, but I'm not in the business of rehabilitating grown adults. The I can't live without you type. It's like having a puppy that can text you. The super submissive type. X200B for some, that may sound nice, but it gets old after a while. I would beg my ex to just say no to me or to voice her thoughts desires. She was so afraid that if I didn't like what she said that I would break up with her or something. Impatient people. Also, people who do something shitty, apologize for doing it, but then say it's not their fault. The stoner hippie that wants to spend his savings on a bus to renovate it into a tiny house and drive around the country. That's a fine dream, and he was a great person, but we did not mesh in our views of the future. Someone who confuses infatuation with love and is actually looking for a mom figure instead of a GF. Never fucking again. A scorekeeper. Had a girlfriend who would basically keep tally charts in her head of how many times each of us did each chore. She'd flip out over any imbalance, even if it was caused by something like I couldn't cook dinner because I was at work during dinner time. I'm all for equitable distribution and sharing of chores, but scorekeepers are fucking exhausting. Entrepreneurs. I've met too many men who think that they're on a path toward endless wealth when it's really just Amway or some other scam. Even worse when they expect you to support their delusions as if the world is against them. A dismissive avoidant. Unless they were in therapy for their avoidant attachment. Even then I would be very hesitant. Edit also spark chasers. Those people that chase the excitement and butterflies at the beginning of a relationship and break up when things settle down and become more comfortable. There's a lot of overlap with dismissive avoidance here. But I think a lot of people have also been influenced by fairy tales in Hollywood to think that the spark is always supposed to be there. Unfortunately, aside from a few signs, such as love bombing, these types are often hard to detect early on. Anyone named after a rock mineral. No more embers, crystals, ect. Any woman who thinks me not drinking alcohol is a deal breaker. A Redditor. Men who think that hygiene comes last on their list of priorities. I won't be surprised if I get some flack for this, but, poly people. I've dated my fair share of kinksters, actually some of the best, most therapeutic relationships I've ever been in, so I like to have an open mind, but man, the few poly involvements I've had have been absolute dumpster fires. The only redeeming thing I've had come out of one was that I became very sure I'm not poly. Anyone who has zero hopes, ambitions, dreams or plans for the future. Like a place they want to see, a goal they want to achieve. I don't give a fuck if it's owning a cute cat, learning a language, traveling. It really doesn't matter as long as they at least have thought a tiny bit about what they want in the future. Dancers, princesses, expect everything to be done for them because they're hot and fun. Someone who makes politics their whole personality. Those are usually the most egotistical and self-righteous people you meet. Drug addicts and bipolar people whose treatment is not on balance. Girls that look up to Kim Kardashian. Car guys, all my exes are crazy guys, self-proclaimed nice guys. Thanks for the silver heart. The type I see online all day but leaving me undelivered for hours, made me overthink things a lot and I still do now. I dated a really attractive blonde woman once. Like way out of my league pretty. She was ultra demanding. She wanted me to do everything for her, take care of all her problems, pay for everything. There was always this cloud of, if you can't do these things for me, there's a long line of guys who will. The type I will never date again. The type that views their physical appearance as a bargaining chip. Yo, you're pretty and all, but there are a ton of stunning women out there that are down to earth, smart, funny and want an equal partnership in life. That is my type. Is women under 5'5", septum piercing, forearm tattoos and drives a Nissan Altima. Nope. Hurts every time. The victim. Gym brothers like the ones that can't shut up about how much they lift and give unsolicited advice to everyone that passes by.